Hey everybody, it's Scott with Teaching to Lead, and welcome as always. Thanks for tuning in. And I am sitting here with Catherine Storing of Writing Made Simple, right?
That's how you got it.
Catherine and I actually met recently. We were at an event again today, and we've been talking ever since. We heard a great talk on the speaking business. And Catherine, I'm going to let you explain a lot about what you do. Catherine is totally inspiring me today, and I wanted to share this. I asked her if she would sit down with me and do some video work, and we're looking at a couple of her books. She's an author of 14 books, and we've been talking about goal setting. So a lot of you who know me already, I'm out doing my new journey and work around teaching leadership and teaching to lead, and Catherine's a great inspiration when it comes to the art of goal setting and maybe more importantly the execution. So Catherine, we'll kind of organically jump into this and we'll spend a few minutes sharing with the audience. So tell me what goals mean to you, what they mean to you now. You have a corporate background like I did.
Yep.
You know, we used to always be driven by metrics and numbers, and I think now when you have goals that are fulfilling your life, they obviously have a little bit more meaning.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily have to go through them all,
Right.
but like what are goals doing for you in your work right now?
So the first coach I ever hired back in 2008, I think, she said, nothing gets done without a goal and a budget. Super quick quote, no big deal, right? But it totally arrested my mind. Nothing gets done. I just took that to like fish to water. I just needed that in my life. So I realized that if I was not tracking where I was and where I wanted to go, it was not going to happen. And that was it. Like I got it. No one's somebody says something and you get it.
Yeah,
I got it.
And it's kind of like a form of accountability.
Yep.
And you know, is it? And I mean this in a good way. Is it sometimes you feel like, oh, I have the guilt. Like I know I need to stay on track to meet this goal. Is it inspiring to you? Kind of a combination of all that. Or?
Right. So this is the key for the goals, right? So these are my goals. Color coded, of course, because I'm the color girl.
Crazy.
And I need to be on fire about these goals. When you and I had a job, we didn't work at the same company, but we had jobs. I don't know about you, but I was not on fire about those goals.
Wow.
Like the last company, I needed to sell $24 million, which I did, for somebody else, for something that I was not on fire about. That just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
That I could do $24 million, no problem, for somebody else about something that I couldn't care less about. Imagine if we flip that and we think about, these are all my products and all the things that I could do, right? I broke it down. I spent quality time, and I'm like, okay, how can I help people with this? We might call this collateral, with the collateral that I already have created, and this is books, this is courses, this is in-person programs, and this is speaking. And then I'm like, realistically, how many copies of that can I sell? How many products, how many services, how many talks can I do in a month? And then when I come up with a number, because I have historical data, because I've been tracking my numbers, right? This is like, I don't even know, can't believe that I'm saying these words, because I love numbers now. With my historical data, I looked at it and I'm like, okay, how do I stretch that to the place where I am just uncomfortable for the first 30 days? I'm gonna ease myself into that.
Uncomfortable. Okay.
The first 30 days, uncomfortable, I'm crying, calling for my mama.
What with the incentive of pushing yourself?
With the incentive for pushing myself a little bit outside of my
Yeah.
comfort zone.
Okay.
And then I extended that number. For example, the first thing is my academy. I have a writing academy, and I'm like, right now I have 22 students at the intro rate. Getting myself comfortable, knowing that I can teach, know that I can find the people, I give them a really awesome deal. I already know that I have the historical data of getting 22 people. So my push would be getting 25 new people. I already do 22. I added 3 more people at the full rate. Now that gives me palpitations. That just gives me a little scare. But if I multiply that, that's $2,400 a month.
So part of what I'm seeing or hearing with both seeing and hearing is you seeing this out on paper and where it will lead to or where it will get you, and then in this case numbers wise, I don't know, that just it ferments up in you and it gets you excited.
Right.
And maybe also does it bring a little relief too and say, wow, if I already know I can do this work, this goal, And if I do it X number of times or have X number of clients or students or whatnot,
Right.
then I reach this number.
Right. And this is people. So this is the thing. Corporate is not people, right?
No.
For me, it was not people, it was the numbers. I'm already serving 22 people.
Mhm.
And they are loving it, and I'm having a good time doing it. Would I like to teach another 22, in this case 25 more people, and help them write their book? The answer is absolutely yes. So is it a stretch? Absolutely. But I already proven that I can do it at a certain level.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go to the next level. But it's people. So I'm human. This is numbers, but there are people behind those.
Let's talk about that for a second then, or a minute or two. So, Writing Made Simple, and Catherine, you help people write books and tell stories, right?
Yeah. So it's books that are authentic and relevant.
Mhm. And that's the people side of your work that I'm sure provides you a lot of fulfillment, right? I mean, maybe something that you lacked in your corporate career.
Right.
And now, what are you seeing with some of the clients, whether they're students in your courses or people that you help put together a book? At the end of X period of time working with you, what are you seeing out of them? What are they getting out of it?
Oh my God, they're getting everything. What writing has done for me is the same that it's doing for them. They are learning who they are. Because again, when you ask me, do you do books? And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what I do. It's a transformational process. So not only do I do ghostwriting, which I love, but what I really, 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 really love is helping you go through the writing process, which is writing made simple. So you write your own book, and I always say, your book, you're the first client of your book, it's you.
Mhm.
You're the one that buys it first. The transformation is for you first. When you see yourself in your journey of where you have been, and you see what you have done, and then you get to that journey of, wow, I'm not that person anymore, and you get delivered, meaning you get healing completely. Because there's some things that you think, I've already been through that, I already left my job, and I told you the story about leaving my job, and then thinking that I'm tied to that sometimes, because it was 17 years of my life.
Mhm.
I still have that little, PTSD, like I call it. So seeing that process and seeing they see themselves and they're like, wow, I did all that, I'm amazing, and they can hold it. This is tangible. I love that it's
I like
tangible.
that part too, yeah.
It's
That's
tangible.
awesome.
Yeah.
I know. I would love to have a book one day, and I'm concerned about. Oh, let's talk about this part.
Yeah.
So one of my blocks with doing a book is time. Let's just forget money and the investment in it right now. Is making the time, because I feel like with what I'm doing, teaching leadership, and I need to get myself out there. And I'm not looking to become famous, but I need to make the right connections.
But you will.
And I will, because I'm helping people.
Yes.
But I worry about the time commitment.
That's
So
awesome.
tell us a little bit about how your program helps people on that front.
Well, I'm going to help you with the money, with both things, with the money part and the time part.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm doing write your book in 40 days. 40 days are going to be here regardless you're writing or not. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to happen anyway, right?
Yep.
So what we're doing right now is, and that, by the way, is under $500. At the end of the 40 days, you have your book that you write, not me, that you write. Anyway, we are writing. We are 10 days into the program. I do 5 days of teaching, solid, hardcore teaching, and then we write together. So we have written for 3 days in a row, and we have written for 45 minutes. For 45 minutes each day, you have 45 minutes. You can stop watching Game of Thrones, you can stop watching whatever it is that you watch for 45 minutes, right?
Right.
I am, after 3 days, I am at 20% of my goal of writing my book. But I'm a pro, right? So you're like, okay, Catherine, that's you. You've been doing 14 books, whatever. My students that are no pros at all, that are not really good at any of this, I have a student that is right now at 32% of her goal on by day 3.
That sounds like a lot of progress.
45 minutes. So do you have 45 minutes to work on your dream?
Well, I would hope we all do.
Right,
For
but
sure.
no, I'm asking you.
Oh, yes, I would. Yes.
You have 45
Yes,
minutes.
I do. Yes, I would make 45
You will
minutes.
make 45 minutes. You can stop doing something. We make time for the things that we care about.
Mhm.
So you have to
Right.
ask yourself, do I really want to help people? Then you really have to work on your everything, your mindset, your time management. It's huge. I say no to so many things, and my friends make fun. Are you writing again? A friend of mine said the other day, oh, I want to go do this, which was a great thing that I would be so into, but I already promised Catherine.
Yep.
So I don't know if you do this, but when I promised Catherine, I love Catherine. I think she's amazing. Love her to pieces. Love her. When I promise Catherine something, I keep that promise to her because she's very important to me. So that friend who I also love, she invited me to do something that outdoors that I really love right after I promised me that I would write.
Got it.
And I knew what her reaction was going to be. So this is like a double whammy. So I tell her, oh my God, that sounds amazing. I would love to do that. However, it's a writing day. Oh my God, on a Saturday? Yeah.
Hey, whenever you got to make it work, right? That's the way it is. And, the hard work is a big part of it, too. And we all have priorities, and when you have a family, but
Right.
you're right. You have to put in the time regardless of when, and make some sacrifices.
It's a sacrifice. But you know what? For me is I have a story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I have people to help. I have been through some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wish somebody had written these books for me. Since they were not there, I'm going to be there for them.
Awesome. That's great. Well, listen, so here's actually two copies. Catherine Storing, Writing Made Simple. And I think today from you, we've learned about goal setting, how it's helped not only your business, but it helps you directly in getting where you want to go. Time management and storytelling, which is awesome. You're a great inspiration.
Oh,
It almost doesn't matter, that's why I love meeting people like you. It almost doesn't matter what your purpose is, but it's the things you do and how you do it. The goals, the time management, and prioritizing, and then sharing and giving to others, which is very inspirational. So make sure you check her out online. And where can people find you besides just your name and Writing Made Simple? What's the
They
website?
can find me Writing Made Simple .today, which I love. So not .com, .today. And obviously Amazon, all my books are there. Amazon.com, just look for my name, Catherine Storing. You'll see the red curls, that's me. And you see me at conferences. I'm speaking at Inbound in a couple weeks. So, everywhere that you need, that you can think of, I'm there.
Good for you. Thank you. And thanks everybody again for watching. Hopefully you got something great out of this, listening to Catherine and bringing all your wisdom and insight to us.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks everybody.